Hi, today we're going to test resistance and answer some questions about it. So what is resistance? How is it different from defense? Is resistance the defense for energy weapons? Does this impact the damage output for skills? Does this impact the damage output for debuffs such as freeze, burning, and others? I have done a series of tests which I'll not show here but instead upload it in the link down the description below so that those who are interested can just look at it. I'll go ahead and share the test results in a while. But before that, I'd like to thank again Gengski and Juice Whitey for helping me with the testing. Also, thank you for all those who subscribed to my channel. There has been a 3% improvement from 8% to 11% of those watching my videos who are already my subscribers. So please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Let us discuss the parameters first before I share the result. I did 3 runs per dweller. Run 1 is our base or reference data where I removed all the attachments and we'll call this low def and low resistance. Run 2 is where I equipped attachments that has additional defense and no additional resistance. We will call this high def low resistance. Run 3 is the opposite of run 2 and we will call it low def and high resistance. I made it a point that the low will be the same among all the 3 runs, which is at 612 def and 612 resistance, so that we can easily see the change in damage output between the 3 runs. I tested this with dwellers that have different attack types, which are physical and energy. I also used dwellers that have different types of debuffs to see if debuffs affect the resistance. We have Maxon, who is energy type that deals burn, then Sarah, who is physical type that deals vulnerable. This should have been enough, but I wanted to include 2 more for additional data, so I included Nick with his energy attack and freeze skill and perk. And then lastly, Silver Shroud and his physical attack with his debuff that lowers down the opponent's hit. So here are the results after doing the tests. Again, you can watch the raw video in the link down the description below. We can answer the earlier questions based on the data that we have. By the way, for your information, each charisma point provides extra resistance depending on the dweller's level. You'll see this when you click the charisma attribute in the stat page. Alright, so the first question was, how is resistance different from defense? Is resistance the defense for energy weapons? Data shows that for the dwellers that uses the energy weapon, the damage stays the same even if we change the defense. However, if we increase the resistance, the damage output from energy weapons go down. Same is true for defense but for a physical weapon. Having that said, we can conclude that defense can only affect physical attack while resistance can only affect energy attack. By the way, I highlighted the damage output in green for those where you can see that it is lower than the other 2, which means that the defense or resistance for that dweller has changed or has lowered down because of either the defense or resistance. The next question that we will answer is, does this impact the damage output for skills or perk? The answer is no. When I say no, I meant skills regardless of the attack type. There is a change in damage output for skills, but it is still driven by the attack type, whether it's physical or energy. Lastly, does this impact the damage output for debuffs such as freeze, burning, and others? I wasn't able to test it properly with Maxon's burn, where the damage is based on the target's HP, because there was a change in Madison's HP when I changed the attachments. However, I think we can generalize that resistance doesn't change the damage output of those skills that deals debuffs. Same as my previous point, the damage change is only attributed by the attack type, whether it's physical or energy. Also, another observation that I found while I was testing Sarah is that damage computation when a dweller is in vulnerable debuff is the same regardless of the change in defense or resistance. So yeah, that's it. The TLDW version is resistance is the defense for energy attack. So that's it. I hope this answered some of your questions because I myself am unsure before I tested this. I always thought that it is the defense for energy, but I'm also thinking back then that it has got something to do with the debuffs. So that's it for me today. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.